The newest Speed Duel set is here, and once again, we are back in the Battle City era with some amazing new cards. Yu-Gi-Oh fans and speed duelists, welcome back to another opening video. With the latest streets of the Battle City box, we got ourselves some new and familiar characters being introduced, and it's definitely very exciting. It is also very nice to see that we're getting a new set already, since the last one was only a couple months ago, and having more frequent sets come out is definitely preferable. There are tons of cards to go through inside this one single box, so let's just get right into it. Speed Duel, we are back with Streets of the Battle City. It feels like it was a little while when we last got the set, but also it feels kind of like time flies, you know? Like now with this whole new theme again, well, not new theme, it's kind of like a revisited theme in a way, but we're getting completely new cards. Really excited to see what we have here. So lots of again, 8 pre-constructed decks. That's usually how it works. We got a secret rare pack with an abundance of random cards. This time we got 2 guaranteed secret rares for each pack, and boy oh boy, I am just super excited for this one particularly, because these secret rares out here are just fantastic. Because the first one that you're guaranteed to get is the Dark Magician alternative art in the Arcana alt art style. And this is one of my favorite arts for Dark Magician of all time. It just looks super cool. Exact same stuff, you know, same attack, same defense, you know, same text and whatnot. But yeah, with this secret rare printing, just absolutely phenomenal. And like always, Speed Duel quality printing is always top notch. Very, very well designed, very, very well made. Card stock is fantastic. And yeah, just super nice stuff. Next, we got Slifer. So this is kind of like a reprint, because the last time when we got Battle City, we do have Slifer with Obelisk and Raw, and this time we got another printing of this guy right here. I guess there's going to be some like decks and themed about it. That's why we have this particular one right here. I guess it makes sense to have it, you know. Hey, a god card is a god card, always fantastic to have. Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer, really good reprint. We did get this from one of the previous sets from what I remember, so a great holo upgrade for many of your decks for sure. And I also know it's really good for GOAT format, or people like to, you know, play in GOAT format would probably like to have this holo upgrade as well, which is nice. Now, Summon Skull, one of my most excited, like, you know, new cards to come. I believe this is a completely new card that came into Speed Duel, and it's just really cool. There's always the memes about with Summon Skull and Dark Magician. This one only requires 1 tribute, and it's got the 2500 attack anyways too, so it costs less 1 tribute. And one thing would be really nice is to see more Summon Skull support. I hope there's some of that inside this set. I'm not entirely sure, but that would be really cool. Dust Tornado, secret rare as well. Really good staple card to have for Speed Duel specifically, and just a really nice staple card to have in general too. Back row removal is always great for sure. Ooh, the legendary Fisherman in secret rare. So yeah, we being reintroduced with a lot of like familiar characters back in like the first show again, so it's gonna be really cool. We got Widespread Ruin here, and this one is this an alt art? No, not like an alt art. It's either an alt art or a lost art. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember exactly, but we did get Widespread Ruin from the last Battle City box, so we're getting a reprint with a new art right here in secret rare as well, which is really cool. And Marauding Captain, definitely like, you know, warrior support for Joey and stuff like that. Pretty decent card for sure too. For any warrior-based strategies. I'm going to be, you know, pretty interested in seeing how this comes into play, and if this is going to change any decks or improve any decks for Speed Duel meta specifically, or Speed Duel in per se. Anyways, we got lots of cards to go through. Basically 8 decks as per usual, you know, with 4 copies of the playmat right here. Let's quickly open this up and see. Again, I believe, you know, these playmats are going to be... Oh, it's easier to see right here. You can see this is what it's going to look like. Arcana and his Dark Magician playmat right here. And I'm pretty sure we got a Yugi version too, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm just going to lay this out and show you guys a wider shot so you guys can get a clearer picture. But what else do we have? Yeah, as per usual, deck rules and all that kind of stuff. We also got the Yugi and Dark Magician side as well. Really nice, fantastic stuff. So there's a lot of cool things to get on here. I think most of you guys are, speed duel enthusiasts, are definitely interested in the skill cards and to see what all these new skill cards are all about. And I'm excited to see, because skill cards are really, once again, one of the major things that changes how decks play and improves and amps up and provides a very unique play style to each deck, and it has a huge factor that kind of affects how it plays, basically contributes a lot. Anyways, we have Ultimate Wizardry. When you activate the skill, place the top spell counter on each of your face-up spell counters. Okay, yeah, I kind of read this one up a little bit in advance. I kind of know what it does. So basically, it just supports spell counters in general. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot of skills, so I'm not gonna go through every single one of them, just because, yeah, there's a lot. Gear-free Diary Knight, unaffected by effects, opponent effects, I believe. Oh, just by any card effects, straight up. Okay, Well of Tail. Nice to see like new Fortress Will support right here. It's kind of like direct support to help you, grab the ritual spell to special summon Fortress Will as well. Insect Infestation, Parasite, cannot be treated if all monsters are insect, level 7 higher, can attack directly as well. Intel from the Cosmos. Your opponent must reveal all cards they draw during the draw phase. That's really good. Really interesting. It's kind of like Mind Scan or Millennium Eye. With the skill earlier days, you get to see your opponent's hand, but now you get to constantly see what they have. And that kind of be really vital information, especially when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Speed Duel. Now we got stalked by the Rare Hunters. Once per duel during end phase, discard one card and choose one of your opponent's graveyard, destroy, send there this turn, and set it on your field. Very interesting skill right here. Pretty generic. Which is not what I ideally like to see, but I kind of hoped it was going to be something Exodia specific, which would have been kind of nicer too. Now you see them. Once per duel, if you have 2 or more Dark Magicians in your hand, reveal your hand, place any number of Dark Magicians from your hand to the bottom of the deck, then draw cards equal to the number base that you placed. If you place 1, you draw 1. If you place 2, you draw 3. Place 3, you draw 5. Okay, can help you kind of unbrick your hand, which is kind of interesting. Slimy Slimes. Once per turn during your main phase, you can destroy 1 gem breeding machine you control and 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls once per turn. During your standby phase, if you special summon Revival Dram by its own effect, you get to draw 3 cards. That's, archetype specific, which is kind of cool. The Dragon Hunting Swordsman here. Once per duel, you can discard 1 card, then fusion summon 1 fusion monster that mentions Buster Blader using monsters from your hand or field as material. And while the only monster you control is Buster Blader or a fusion monster that mentions it, monsters in your opponent's graveyard become dragons. That's really unique. I kind of like the skill. Really cool stuff. Heart of a Warrior right here. Special summon 1 level 5 or lower non-effect warrior monster from your fusion deck, or extra deck actually specifically. And you cannot normal summon. Bountiful Ocean. While Umi is up on the field, you get to apply the following non-effect water monsters are unaffected by non-water effect monster effects. Once per turn, you can add 1 water monster from your graveyard to your hand, but for the rest of the turn, you can activate cards or effects. Okay, it's really interesting because I think this is like Kairyoshin support indirectly, or direct Kairyoshin support. We've got my Precious Queen, Insect Queen support right here to, I'm pretty sure it helps you bring out more tokens. The Machine Menace, once per duel, if your opponent has a face-up trap tribute, 1 machine or psychic monster you control, special summon 1 Jinzo from your hand or graveyard, which is nice, bringing back Jinzo once again with specific support. Collector, once per duel, if your opponent has a monster, controls a monster, discard 2 cards with different types, monster, spell, trap, then add 1 card from your deck from the 3rd type. Okay, interesting. Terrible Fate, once per duel, during the end of phase, tribute 1 spellcaster monster you control, your opponent destroys 1 card they control, sends 1 card from their hand to graveyard their choice. Okay. Slimy Disposition. I guess more slime support right here specifically. Malicious Motivation. This is kind of like an evil Joey, I guess, kind of when he was like possessed by Marek. During back in the show, once per duel, your opponent controls 3 monsters, discard 1 card, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, and any damage they take is half for the rest of the turn. Kind of basically like a Raigeki, instantly. We got Kaiba making a comeback once again. Kaiba Court Research. Once per duel, shuffle 1 monster from into your main deck, then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. During your next draw phase, draw 2 cards instead of 1. Okay. Another generic kind of like support. Battle City Siren, my skill right here. Another generic one. We got Premature Material. Once per Once per duel, lose 800 LP. Review one fusion monster in your extra deck and special summon one normal monster from your graveyard whose name is mentioned in that, but that attack becomes 0. Interesting. Okay, so I guess that's it for the skill cards. Now we're moving into the actual decks, I believe, or extra cards. I'm not entirely. Summon Skull, Brain Crusher. Yeah, these are just random extra cards right here that we get to see. This is actually my personal most excited cards to see, other than the decks. Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. This is a fantastic card to add in, and I'm really hoping for Red Eyes to be really cool. We get really good Goblin Attack Force, Maiden of not too sure how to pronounce that. We got Magical Marionette. Pumpkin Princess, Red Eyes Baby Dragon, also a fantastic card to add into, you know, like the Red Eyes support. Again, it'd be really cool to see some Red Eyes decks running around now. Reversible Beetle, Warrior of Atlantis, fantastic card helping you to search a legendary ocean specifically, and, you know, giving you a lot of good support right there. Zera the Mant, which is a ritual, Acid Rain, Book of Tayo, Exchange, which is a very interesting card. You know, both players reveal their hands, add one card from each other's hands to their hand. Last Day of the Witch just wipes out all spellcasters. Megaton Magical Cannon, Zera Ritual, Barrel Behind the Door, Counter Trap, Exhausting Spell, Magical Arm Shield. We got Blowback Dragon here. Yeah, this has definitely been existed already. We got Dark Scorpion here. Yeah, 2 Dark Scorpion cards. I'm not entirely sure why they reprinted these. We kind of recently got these, I believe, or maybe we didn't. Or maybe I'm getting them mixed up. Skill Red Magician. The Magician that's supposed to like help summon Skull directly. Legendary Ocean, Book of Moon, great staple. Fusion Weapon, Hammer Shot's also good staple. Lost Wind, Metal Reflect Slime, and Wall of Disruption. You know, pretty good staple reprints in here. But yeah, again, the skill pile with all these other cards are just like random cards to start off with, I believe, which is why now let's get into these 8 different specific decks that you can play with your friends and all that kind of stuff. So let's start off with the one with Dark Magician. See what we have. You know, main character Yugi, the pro tag himself. Let's see what Yugi gets this time with cool support. Dark Magician itself, Skill Dark Magician, Alchemist of Black Spells, Blast Magician, Dark Magician Girl, yeah, she's already here in Speed Duel for a little while already. Buster Blader, Skilled White Magician, Breaker the Magical Warrior, really good reprint, really good staple, 100%. Apprentice Magician, we had that before. Magician of Faith and Old Vindictive is also a pretty good one too. Then, yeah, quite a lot of really good reprints overall. We got Spell Power Grasp too, okay, nice. Destruction Swordsman Fusion here. Can't remember specifically if this was actually printed from last time. You know, it's been a little while, but definitely a nice card to have. Miracle Restoring, Pitch Black Flower Stone, ready for intercepting. Used to play this a lot, especially against like Amazonas warriors. Dark Paladin, we got that from last Battle City. I was kind of hoping that we get the other Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordsman fusion one. That would be really cool to include, honestly. I guess now that's basically it for Yugi's deck. Now we're moving into Joey's deck. We'll Gearfried the Iron Knight, Marauding Captain, Time Wizard Classic, Rocket Warrior, Little Wingard, Command Knight, Freed, Alligator, Baby, Roulette Spider, which is a very interesting card to always see. Very, very funny with the whole, you know, die roll type of thing. Dice Foon, I remember playing this card quite a lot alongside with, I can't remember the exact skill, but it lets you re-roll your dice. By paying a certain amount of life points, you can get rid of like cards really nicely. Quickly Graceful Dice, Polymerization, Rhoda, Lightning Blade, United We Stand, Blast with Chain, Skull Dice, Kunai with Chain with a new artwork, not like a new artwork, but like an old art that we never got before for Speed Duel. We got some like Fusion Warrior stuff right here to really like synergize together with Joey's skill there. So really nice here. And we're moving into, I guess, more other villain stuff maybe. I'm not sure. More other decks, but we have Red Eyes right here in the cover, which I believe it shouldn't be a Red Eyes deck. Normally, you know, you guys might be thinking Red Eyes should be part of Joey's deck, but during the whole story that Joey gave Red Eyes to Yugi, I remember, and he was holding it for him. So I'm not entirely sure who holds this card and who this deck exactly is. The Dark Red Enchanter, Twin Barrel Dragon. I believe this is Arcana's deck. I'm not entirely sure. It does look like a jumbo of really random cards. Probably one of the rare hunters. A Love of Darkness, fantastic reprint. Nightbeam, love that card. Nobleman Crossout, great as well. Pineapple Blast. I feel like I've never seen this card in my life ever. Metamorph, Michizuri, Forceful Checkpoint, Floodgate Trap Hole, Fantastic Reprint. Lots of great staple reprints in this set, which is always good. Makes it accessible for people to buy the new products so they can get the staple cards and they can play competitively if they ever want to, but also play casually because there's a fixed 8 decks inside here. I believe this is the Arcana's deck right here. Now, Chao Sai, the Ghost Stopper, Chao Len, we got Anarchist Monk, Mako, Kaiku, Legion, the Fiend Jester, Double Cost, and I remember these back in being in like Yugi's starter deck for Speed Duel specifically. Spellmaster, we got 2 Dark Magicians right here with the alternative art, Arcana art right there, fantastic. Anti-Magic Arrows, Talisman of Trap Ceiling, Dark Magic Curtain, Thousand Knives, Dark Magic Attack, you know, fantastic like standard Dark Magician stuff. Summoner's Art, Talisman again, Birthright, Dark Renewal. Don't remember if this was actually been in the game or is it new? Getting mixed up all the time. But anyways, that's basically Arcana's deck there. Now we're moving into like Slimy Guy. Forgot his name all of a sudden. But yeah, the Revival Jam, the Slime Jam stuff right here. Reactor Slime, really good card for sure. It's like a slightly newer card back in like Legendary Duelist, Rage of Ra. So good to see some of these cards. Legendary Duelist cards are just always really good to be incorporated into Speed Duel because they're very archetype specific support. They're really good effects in general, and they help turbo the archetypes a lot. Sinister Serpent, Jam Breeding Machine, got 2 of those. Emergency Provision, Infinite Cards, Token Sunday, Polymerization, Jam Defender, Solemn Wishes, Token Stampede, and Humanoid Worm Drake. I believe you're supposed to play Slifer inside this deck because that's how the lore kind of worked. And by playing Slifer in this deck, there's somewhat should be a synergy for it. Anyways, let's continue moving on to our final sort of pack of cards here. We obviously got Mako Tsunami's deck right here. Legendary Fisherman, Aeroka, Flyfang, Needle Sunfish, Oyster Master, Piercing Murray, Maiden of Aqua, Fiend Kraken, 7-color fish, Legendary Fisherman 2, Fortress Whale, really cool. It would have been really nice if they included Legendary Fisherman 3 somehow. This would have been a really cool new card, because a lot of these cards inside here, the Legendary Fisherman specific support, we had them already. We have them in a card pool, so it'd be nicer to see them expand the card pool actually. We got Salvage, Umi, Water Hazard, Big Wave, Small Wave. A lot of these cards are reprints from the very older sets like Trials of the Kingdom, some from the Battle City and whatnot, I remember. And also Attack of the Depths. Tornado Wall, which is definitely interesting. Activate if only Umi's on the field. While Umi's on the field, you take no battle damage. If Umi's not on the field, you destroy this card. This is very interesting. Curious to see how this comes into play. Fish Depth Charge. Paleozoic card right here, which is really interesting too. Then we have the insect stuff, Parasite, of course, like Insect Queen, Chainsaw Insect, you know, pretty good for beatdown, I guess. Magnetic Mosquito, Prickle Fairy, Howling Insect, Resonance Insect, Parasite Paranoid, a pretty decent reprint, but, you know, Cocoon, the skill, has been, you know, nerfed and, you know, eroded to the ground to the point where I guess no people play anymore. Pinch Hopper, Insect Princess, you know, some generic normal monsters for Insect. And moving into our spells here, Eradicating Arrow. So remember playing this alongside with one of the insect skills from Weevil as well, which changes everything to insect, so you can kind of like dark hold the field with this combination. Spider Egg, DNA Surgery, really cool stuff. DNA Surgery I kind of like because then it reminds me of being able to use Buster Blader and then changing everything to Dragon. That's what I did back in Duel Links. That would be really cool. That's why I want the other Buster Blade Destruction Swordsman. We got Dust Tornado, Widespread Ruin. Moving into Esper Robert's deck, we got Jinzo Lord. I think that's a really good one to have. A little bit difficult to summon it just because you do need Jinzo, I think, specifically. And being with Jinzo being restricted down to 1 now, you know, getting into Jinzo Lord might be harder. Jinzo Return is great too, though. Reflect Bounder. We have one of these newest Psychic monsters here. Dr. Frankenderp. The Fiend Mega Cyber, Spell Canceller, Cyber Raider, these guys kind of older, Gargoyle. Cyber Energy Shock, another really good example of utilizing Legendary Duelist cards and, you know, introducing them in here for Speed Duel. fantastic Jinzo specific spell. Cosmos channeling, exact same as well. Gift of Martyr. Amplifier, we got Foolish Burial, Cosmic Cyclone, Creature Swap, Psychic Shockwave. Mind Crush is definitely a really needed reprint. A lot of people have been playing them in their side decks and stuff like that, especially when it comes to competitive. Very crucial piece because it can help you gain a lot of value by making your opponent discard cards, and as soon as they search for something, you activate Mind Crush, you call it right, and you're great. Draining Shield right here to round it off. So yeah, that basically is it for all the cards inside the whole set, all the 8 decks. As per usual, I'm opening multiples of them just to get myself play sets and stuff, and let's have another 5 secret rare packs, because these are always going to be random except for the first 2, which we can hope to see more exciting secret rare reprints for sure. So once again, Dark Magician, Slifer, Mind Crush secret rare, looks really cool. Marauding Captain we saw earlier, Gearfried, the Iron Knight right here as well in secret rare, looks very nice. Dark Magician girl, very, very nice. I know this one's gonna be the more sought after ones, just because I'm not sure if it's the first secret rare printing or it's been a while since we got a secret rare, but Speed Duel specific rare specifically looks absolutely amazing. Red Eyes Black Dragon, I love this artwork. I prefer this artwork over all the other Red Eyes. This is the classic looking one, just looks super cool. Nostalgia, I believe again this is the one from LOB, so fantastic card. And then also we have Goblin Attack Force. Really happy to see some of these secret rare reprints right here for sure. Alright, let's keep going. Now we have Night Beam in secret rare. My favorite spell card to play in speed duels is always this. I love this card so much just because you can activate it immediately, destroy something that's in the back row. Always fantastic. Dark Renewal, Widespread Ruin, Parasite, and Gearfried, and also Legendary Fisherman, which I believe we saw earlier too. Alright, Dark Magician, Slifer, Dark Magic Current in secret rare, Mind Crush once again, Red Eyes, Gearfried, Kaiku, and Summon Skull. Okay, Legendary Fisherman, Summon Skull, Night Beam. We got Reflect Bounder, new secret rare one that we haven't seen yet. We got Creature Swap as a secret rare as well, very nice, and Marauding Captain, which we saw earlier. Alright, last pack. Let's open this up, finish it off to see what else we have here. Creature Swap, Goblin Attack Force, Summon Skull, anything new. We got Insect Queen, Weevil's boss monster for sure. And then we have Widespread Ruin and Parasite here to round off. That'll wrap up for our opening for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like. What are your favorite cards, decks, or archetypes that are newly introduced in this particular box? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video. It is AVAULT, signing out.